dance. If you wanna live in this quiet life, do yourself a favor, don't come out at night.
Cause the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. What's up, guys? I'm about 15 minutes early. So, you know, I ain't tripping that ain't nobody here yet. But people will start showing up. What's up? We're getting down. Dance, freak, get out your seat. Smash that like button, baby. I got Houdini playing tonight. You gotta respect Houdini. Torres. Yeah, man, here you go. You can hear this one. Torres, slide a stick, bro. Stephen Chapman, good evening. Good evening to you too, Stephen. We're out here in the Tahoe tonight. I decided to take it outside and do the outside thing. You know, I was just feeling it. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on back there. Back yonder. You can't see shit. Y'all can't see nothing back here. Hang on a minute. I'll make some adjustments. Y'all thinking some good questions. The freaks come out at night. Freaks come out at night. Come out at night. Oh yeah, we got it going now. Let's see here. I'm gonna switch it up. So yeah, I'm studying on whether or not what the next bill's gonna be and how we're gonna do it exactly. I'm still figuring that out. Whether it's going to be with these 12s I already got, which have been phenomenal. Whether I'm going to try to run 15s or 18s, or maybe even the Kraken 21 inches. I've been studying them too. The problem with that is I don't get no discounts from those guys. So, oh man. Y'all can't hear that bass though. What's up, 69 bass head? This shit here hits hard, man. But anyway, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to be doing that and how I'm going to be doing it, and whether I'm going to run 12s, 15s, 18s, or 21s. 69 Basshead said, working on my next project. Man, let me tell you. Now y'all can see the back here. Hang on. I got the bottom, the seats up back here though. Y'all can't see nothing back here. But it is what it is, man. No, I know I'm boring tonight. So what y'all suggestions on? See, I've already got four of the 302 12s from Def Bonds. I've had them for better part of 2 years, I guess, maybe a little more. I've been putting 8,000 to 10,000 watts on them for 2 years, and they just don't care. They keep doing it, and they get crazy loud in here. So I can move them up here and build my my bipolar wall with the 12s, and that wouldn't cost me any money for subwoofers. I still got to pay for materials. And the sad thing is, if I decide after I do that that I really want 15s, now I've got to rebuild the wall for 15s, which basically means starting over again. You see what I'm saying? I really don't want. I don't want to put a bunch of work and time and money into something that I have to completely tear out and change. You know, that goes against all the things that I know about doing this. But I've got the 12s already, so yeah, I'm really fighting with that. So what's the difference between 12s and 15s and 10s and 8s? Well, first of all, let me make a few. This is a very complex subject. Just work with what you have. You're probably the most wise statement ever. But I've still got to purchase wood, you know. I got a neighbor over here that I can get pallet wood from to use for all the reinforcement. So I can do layer upon layer of pallet wood and glue it all together and build the thickness of the walls and all that stuff. All that structural behind the scenes meat, you know, I can do all that with recycled pallet wood, but I still got to buy at least a couple sheets of decent plywood to finish everything out with. You know, probably 3 or 4 sheets anyway, and that's, you know, $50 a sheet minimum. So that's a couple $100 in wood, you know. But you're probably right, man. Still, you're probably right. So what's the difference? How do you decide on whether or not to run 10s, 12s, 8s, 15s, whatever? Here's some of the things you have to consider. For most people, space is going to be an issue. I don't just mean baffle space, but space in general. And the shape of your space is going to be a thing. And those two things are extremely important, right? So if you're working with like an under the seat truck box, you know, you got two options. You can either fire it down or you can fire them forward. Really, there ain't no other options in that configuration. If you fire it forward, you've got, you know, this much space. If you put jacks, a lift on your seat, you might have 6 or 8 inches under there. If you fire them down, you've got more space, but you don't have much magnet room. So you're compromised either way you go, you see. So in that case, you're trying to decide on, well, how can I get the most cone area and the most, you know, everything. It's going to come down to the box. So the first thing you need to do isn't figuring out what subs you want, but figuring out what box you can put in your space that you're willing to give up for base. Because base costs space, always. If you're a trunk build and you got set amount of cubic feet, using a single sub that makes the use of the cubic feet in that enclosure is going to be louder and sound better than using 2 subs in the same basic amount of airspace. You're gonna compromise. Believe it or not, a single sub in the right size box is going to sound better, hit lower, play deeper and smoother, and probably be louder, especially at low frequencies, than 2 subs in a compromised airspace. So, for example, another example would be if you got a cheap box from Amazon for 212s, right? You got a cheap Amazon box for 212s, and you know that the airspace isn't big enough. You would actually get a decent box out of it if you put a baffle on it and shrunk down those holes and put a set of 10s in it. Or put a plug in one side and just put 112 in there. You'll probably get a better sounding setup. The box is everything. It really is. So once you figure out what size box you can run, then you want to get subs that maximize the cone area and can work with the airspace that's in that box, because you don't want to. I like to go. I like to look at the recommended volume. I like to look at. I'll get to you here in a second. Uh, I like to look at the recommended volume for a subwoofer enclosure, and then add about 10 or 20% to it. I like to build an enclosure a little bit bigger than what's recommended, because it tends to play the lows a little better. You do have to mind your power though, because as you increase the size of that, enclosure, you're decreasing the restriction, and the sub's going to be moving a lot more with less power, right? So you don't want to overdo that. Uh, Sandre Moore says, what size lithium bank do I recommend for a small system running a T2 Rockford 12 and a 4-channel amp? A T2 Rockford 12 and a 4-channel amp, no more than 3,000 watts. Always go big on battery, and on your electrical, always go big on your electrical. I would recommend for that setup, I would recommend the 5,000 or the Banger 5K from Trunked Under Lithium. If they're in stock, you may have to wait. There's some more coming in, so be patient. But if you head up to Trunked Under Lithium and look up the Banger 5K V2, that would be what I would want to run. That battery, it will handle 5,000 watts on a stock charging, no problem. If that's the only battery you're using on 5,000 watt amplifier with a stock alternator, it will handle it. If you put a high output alternator, like a 300 amp alternator on it, that battery will take 10,000 watts and handle it by itself. Yes, it's a very strong little battery. It's very similar to what I have in the back. Here, let me show you my setup. It looks basically just like my 10K. Let's flip it around here. We'll head back here to the back of the Tahoe. You really can't see it, but it's right here. This dude. This is what I'm running my whole system on. So this is the little Banger 10K, but the 5K, the new 5K V2, is the equivalent of this guy right here. So it's serious business. Y'all like my setup? For those of y'all who hadn't seen my setup before, it's nighttime, so it's kind of lit up. Although I haven't got it going hard. I just got the lights on a little bit. But yeah, that little dude right there rocks out, man. So I'll see. You know what? It's dark, ain't it? Y'all can't see nothing. All right, hang on. Let me let my seat down. Here's my subwall back here. My seats go up most of the time. So y'all can see my subwall. My current setup with my 412s and my big ass port. My little lights. I'm kind of working on this. It's a work in progress, but it's good times all around, baby. Whew. Where we at? Come here, Dora. And the boys around here drinking that ice cold beer. Yeah, baby, right there. That's it. I normally have it on solid color, but for right now it's on it's flashing with the beat of the music, which is turned down almost all the way off. Yeah, we jamming, baby. We jamming. So, yeah, that's what I recommend, is that Banger 5K. Something that's got about 20 amp hours lithium. And again, I say you always want to build you always want to build your bank and your charging system much stronger than what you need, because the rule is you will absolutely upgrade at some point in time, and having more charging than you need is always better than having just exactly the amount or not enough. More charging is better. That it's not gonna force power into your amplifier. Your amplifier is going to pull power, and if you've got more production and storage than what you need, then your amplifier is never going to have to worry about getting enough power. So Al Green, and yeah, 3,000 watts you could probably skate by on your total stock system with just a big 3 upgrade, but trust me, adding that battery right back there by the amplifier, it's going to make things so much better. A good lithium battery back there, that's what's up. Al Green says, I have 4 SCAR ZVX 12s on a Taramps 8K. What size battery do you recommend? You could run with the same thing with the Banger 5K V2, but that would be what I would consider the minimum. What I would recommend though is the Banger 10K. The 10K will handle 10,000 watts on a stock charging system, and it'll handle about 15,000 watts whenever you add a high output alternator. So if you decide to upgrade that power, upgrade your amplifiers at some point, then having more charging than what you need is going to be a plus. You can always just add an alternator and that battery will still carry you through. And when you guys, the big deal, a really big deal, is mounting your battery that you're trying to power these amps with as close to the amplifier as you can get it. Because contrary to what happens with alternating current, DC current is really particular about the amount of conductor it has to go through to get from here to here. All right, the less conductor it has, the less distance it has to travel, the more efficient it gets there. With alternating current, you can run extension cords for all the way across the yard and still get most of the power. But when it comes to DC current, which is what we're dealing with, them short runs of thick wire is going to be best. And you could take the same battery and put it under the hood and run power wire back to the amp, and take that same battery and move it back there by the amp and run little short runs to the amp, and you'll hear a dramatic difference in how much output you get with the same battery with just a lot shorter wires. So get the battery back there really close to the amp. Get the wires as short as you can get them and be neat. And also shorter power wires from the battery that you don't have to worry about fusing them. If they're only going a foot or so into the amplifier, then there's nothing to fuse. The wire is so short that there's no point in even putting a fuse in it. The other bonus to that is, if you're running say you're running a stock alternator, right? It's a 160 amp alternator, 130 amp alternator, something like that. You've only got about 50 amps of that available to charge something with, besides what it's already doing. So you only need to really run a wire from the front to the back to handle 50 amps. That could literally mean like a 4-gauge cable, you know, a 4-gauge positive wire and a 4-gauge ground wire. And then back at your battery, now from the battery to the amp, that's where the power's coming in. You got to put some big wires in there so the amp can pull power from the battery. If your battery is mounted up front, you've got to run big wires all the way from the front to the back. So if you're trying to be really economical, you can do that. However, I still recommend running at least a single alt gauge from the front to the back for charging purposes and for future upgrades, because it sucks to have to go back and change out something that you did because you didn't build it heavy enough to handle the thing that you're about to do. Doing it heavier, building a good foundation, is going to pay off later whenever you inevitably do decide to upgrade some stuff. You'll appreciate that you already have the foundation laid to be able to do that with. And in the meantime, it's going to give you an easier performance for everything. Your amplifier is going to have to work less. Your alternator is going to have an easier job. Everybody's going to be happier. So that's just my 2 cents. Head over to Trunk Thunder Lithium. Use my coupon code CAE10 and pick yourself up a banger 10K V2. If you don't have them yet, shoot them a message and tell them you want one whenever they come in. The reason he doesn't have it is because he sells out within about a week from whenever he gets stock in. He sells out very fast because it's very popular. People love them. They do a good job, and he builds amazing batteries. He uses the balancer system that he uses in the batteries is all medical grade stuff. The battery cells that he uses to build these with are from the Chinese military vehicles. It's Chinese military vehicles and Chinese military battery bank generator systems. They're all designed to be able to go down into the negative Fahrenheit and like 40 below zero Fahrenheit. They're all designed to work in extreme cold. And like I said, these are from their military vehicles. They're really, really good batteries. And like I said, I'm pointing you in the right direction. You just gotta, I can't shove your face in there and make you eat it, but I can show you where the plate of food is. Trunked under lithium. 5K, the 10K V2s. That's what you're looking for. And if you want something special, talk to him about making you a custom bank. He does that. Any size you want, man. You know, you can go small, you can go giant. He can build you 1,000 amp hour wall of batteries if you want. A power wall like the Tesla power wall. He can build one of them. So yeah, just talk to him. Anybody else got any questions for me before I continue? And you're welcome. What's up, PSC? We're out terrorizing the neighborhood tonight. I had oh yeah, baby. You're the next strawberry, and I want more. Right? And all these other girls keep wondering what the fuck with you for. You're the next strawberry. Yeah, I'm jamming, baby. I'm just sitting out here in the Tahoe. I figured I'd do the live tonight from the Tahoe and just have fun with it, and I like to be different, switch things up. And we're mainly talking about, batteries. We're also talking about subwoofers. So my intention was to talk about subwoofers tonight, but you know how that goes. It can change and go in a heartbeat. So, and I'm all about answering questions. Oh no, look out, Springfield. Car audio enthusiast is on the loose. Oh man, I could drive around tonight, but I don't know how well that would go. I could go down to one of my spots, and drop the hammer on it, let it eat, let the dog eat a little bit. What's up, Clapback Adam? Clapback Adam says, hope all is well. All is doing as well as it can for an old cancer victim. So, actually, I'm a cancer survivor. Let's get that right. And a whole lot of other problems. And yeah, I still smoke, and I ain't tripping. So y'all get over that. I didn't have lung cancer. I had dick cancer. Well, prostate cancer. You know what's messed up? Y'all, what's really messed up? I had prostate cancer, so I go in there and they check all that stuff. What's up from the Bahamas? J. Elroy. Yeah, baby. So B says we're the champions. You damn right. So I went in there and they said I had prostate cancer, and they said you probably got prostate cancer. And so then they made me go in there, and the doctor put his finger in my butt. I thought that was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. They scheduled me for another test. Yeah, and in that test, they put a camera in your butt, and then they got another thing that goes in there, and they take little core samples inside your body. it goes, and it shoots a little thing in there and pulls a chunk of meat out. And they do that like 10 times. I was crying, guys. By the time that was over with, I'm laying up here, you know, all my business up in the air. This girl's over here, she's holding my hand, trying to keep my attention, looking at her, because she don't want me thinking about what's going on in the back. And the doctor's back there with, you know, Doc Ock and his octopus arm up in my butt, shooting the little thing in there with a camera, and you know, pow, pow. What's up, Bobby B? But after all of that, they found out that I had prostate cancer, but I also had cancer in a lymph node down by my rectum. So I had dick cancer and butt cancer. How you like that shit? Bobby B! What's up, Bobby? Do I remember Animal House? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Ooh, son, that was rough. Yeah, you guys, if you ever have, I hope nobody else in the history of mankind ever has to go through prostate cancer. Because it was demoralizing, humiliating, saddening, depressing, painful. It hit every nerve. It was like all 7 dwarves, all of them. You know, that was rough. But after they radiated my nuts for a while, things cleared up. Clapback says, I was in a coma for 5 days, and then ice for 3 weeks, then a hospital for 3 months. Intestines ruptured, went septic, and had 2 liters of I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it sucks. You know, that's bad. So yeah, you know what? You had one thing going for you though. For 5 days you was unconscious, and actually you probably wasn't very conscious for that 3 weeks. So for at least the 3 weeks and the 5 days, you don't remember any of that. Oh, I see you, yeah. Damn it, son. Yeah, I wouldn't have passed it. I wouldn't have traded with you, though. Wife didn't nag for a whole week. She felt bad, didn't she? I bet she felt real bad. Oh, man. That's sadness. I'm sorry, man, but at least you're living to tell that story, right? I got another partner that's got a bag. You know, y'all, somebody here knows what it's called. Nor she did. I just couldn't. Yeah, right. There's that. One of them coloscopy bags. Is that what it's called? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He had a bag for 7 months. Well, this old boy here has got a bag for the rest of his life. He drives a truck. Real nice guy. I don't know how he deals with that, man. For those of y'all that don't know, thank you, Bobby B. You let them know. Yeah. For those of y'all that don't know, that bag, you don't go to the bathroom sitting down. It takes care of all that for you. All your stuff goes in the bag. It sort of fills up, and then you just dump it out. I guess you squeeze it out like toothpaste. I don't know. This subject went all the way off the chain. Yeah, but it sucks. And some folks have got to wear one of them for the rest of their life. They don't ever go poo. They just squeeze it out like toothpaste and hook it back up. Yeah. But what are you gonna do, man? You know, my boy don't even have a hole back there no more. They sewed that thing up. He just got a crack. He ain't got a hole. Yeah, subwoofers. Oh man, I was jamming it earlier. Houdini. Yeah, I got all kind of stuff on this list, man. Ooh, what's this? What's this? something from Redbeard. I'm getting the bag. March or April. Oh man. Oh, PSC says I'm getting the bag in March or April for the rest of my life and no longer be able to set the 65 to 70 DMO. Yeah, no, you won't. Honestly though, how often do you set in the 65 or higher? That's a pretty rare occurrence. The only one I've ever been in was DJ Ruskell's Jeep. He was playing somewhere between 65 and 68. He was trying to get me to tap out. His stuff's loud enough. He made EXO tap out. If y'all know who EXO Contralto is, EXO tapped out twice. And he tried twice to get me to tap out. I never tapped out. But EXO, the skinny guys, they have it a lot harder in the high decibel vehicles. It's worse on their bodies. And EXO's a little bitty dude. So, but yeah, it is what it is, man. Yes, EXO tapped. And what's sad is Ruskell's didn't let him out. EXO tapped, and Ruskell's like, Holy crap, dude. The first time he tapped, he didn't let him out. The second time he tapped, he went ahead and turned it down. But I don't know why he didn't just jump out, but he didn't. He didn't open the door. He was just trying to get him to turn it down. Yeah, dude's crazy, man. Crazy people. I know crazy people. Lots of crazy people in my life. Are good people. Wake the Dead. There's a lot of them there, including Stephen Duncan. I've heard that name. That's all I can tell you is I've heard the name. I'm not real well versed in a lot of the big bass heads out there. I really ain't. I should be more, but I'm not. My brain dwells more on the science of how it all works and the process of making it work, and less on the people that have made it work. You know, that's just me. That's just how my brain operates. Dropping Hertz. Anyone, Clapback Adams says, anyone deal with ordering from Dropping Hertz? I've never ordered anything specifically from Dropping Hertz. I'm a fan of, I haven't ordered anything from Sky High either. Bobby B said, I'll be cutting out at any moment my youngest son's 18th birthday. Well, man, are you going to take him out? How's that going, Bobby? I want to hear that story, the short version. He's got a purple Chevy Astro van. I know I should have seen that, but I don't know. You know what I do? Everybody else is watching YouTube videos, right? Primarily what I'm doing is reading write-ups on how the corners of subwoofer enclosures affect the sound wave propagation and cone filtering and all that kind of stuff. I'm reading dry, old documents about all the particulars of how subwoofers reproduce sound, how speakers reproduce sound, how tweeters, the position and the shape of everything, I'm studying all that kind of stuff. That's what my brain is constantly absorbing. And I don't get too much into the social part of it, which is there are some exceptions. Like I like some YouTubers I watch just because they're experimental. Like Jerry Ain't Loud, he builds a lot of crazy stuff, and he just figures it out, man. You know, he builds stuff weird and it works. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. That's what I do. I was looking up a track. Oh, here we go.
Let yourself go, slow and low, that is the tempo. Let yourself go, slow and low, that is the tempo. All brand new, so everybody gets the boogaloo flow. Even not like a cold, the beats are clear, the rhymes are bold.
Listen to the music. all. It's time to party, so have a ball. Y'all to come over and hang out with me. We'd have a ball. Oh, on the way home from Audio Oasis in St. Louis, I'll stop by at Springfield and give you a demo from Presonator. All right, bet. I'll take it. Are you headed back now, or are you talking about in the future? PSC. I got a spot, man. We can pull right around here in front of the building. If it's at nighttime, we can park right around here in front of this business in front of me. You can let it go, bro. Let it go. Let yourself go. Slow and low, but here's the tempo. Tonight we're doing all kind of stuff that's gonna wreck the YouTube algorithm. Bobby B. Yeah, I have a blue, for you I have a blue cutting board. I want to make a fuse holder mount next to the battery. Can I use heat resistant black paint? Will it withstand the engine compartment heat? Use, the best advice I can give you is for that cutting board material is buy paint to use for vinyl. Go to the parts store, auto parts store, and look through all of them. You'll find a couple of them in there that are specifically made to paint door panels and seats and things like that. That's perfect for painting any kind of flexible plastic stuff. It tends to stay put, and you don't have to worry too much about heat, because it's not going to get hot enough to cause an issue. If the thing is not literally mounted on the engine block, it'll be fine. Yeah, blue cutting board, like a fuse holder, mount for next to the battery. Yeah. Use vinyl paint. That's what paint for vinyl surfaces. That's what you want. It's not going to chip off, flake off, or any of that stuff. PSC says next year toward spring and summer. Bet, brother. You got my email? If you don't, I'm pretty sure it's in the description of like every video. And guys, unlike a lot of people, if y'all send me an email, I will see it, and I will 99.9% respond to it. If you send me an email talking crap, I might not respond to it because I don't feed trolls. But if you actually send me a legit email, I'll respond to it. So all you have to do is look at any one of my videos, find my email address, and just send it to me. And it's exactly what you think it is. caraudioenthusiast@gmail.com. I will answer. If you want to know how to get in touch with me, that's how you do it. Or you can wait and tell me on the live show, but no guarantee on them. I'm trying to do them every Sunday at around 7 o'clock. But, it is what it is, man. Life happens and stuff. This, at Christmas, whatever that falls on, I probably won't be broadcasting anything. So, and I'm sure ain't nobody gonna be trying to find any live streams at that time anyway, so it's not a big deal. But, yeah, we're doing what we do, man. Has anybody got any more questions for me tonight? While I have another cigarette. I'm trying to debate between staying with the 412s that I've got or trying to get a hold of 315s or 415s or something like that. But the expenditure that I got to put out for the subs is big, and I'm gonna have to do a couple things. One, I'm gonna have to find some stuff and try to get as much of a discount as I can, which is not going to be tremendous, but it will be a discount. And then once I figure that out, I got to start putting back money and saving money to pay it off, to pay it for them. And then once I get them, I got to save up some more money to get material to build with. So I'm probably just going to have to run with what I got, and just use the money that I come up with to build the enclosure. Because what I'm thinking about doing is big. What I'm thinking about doing is stripping the whole, everything out of the back of the Tahoe. Everything. Grutting it down to metal, and then going in there and treating the metal and getting the wiring the way I want it and doing all that, and then building in the wood until I get out to a flat, and then building the enclosure inside, maximum width, you know, and doing that kind of a setup to where it's just rigid. And then on top of that B-pillar wall, when it comes up here, right, this will be the wall right here. And then going forward, my hand's not wanting to go the direction my eyeball thinks. Going forward up here, I want to have a piece, wow, that comes off the top of the wall and goes forward and to all the way up to like right in here, and covers the whole sunroof and creates a seals it off so that we're not losing pressure on the sunroof and not blowing the sunroof out of the top of the Tahoe. Because that's the real problem. That's why I didn't go with the B-pillar last time, is I'm worried that when I get enough pressure up here, I'm going to pop that sunroof. So what I got in my brain is, when I build my wall up here, my enclosure for my wall, I'll come forward with wood. Bring that wood, you know, like at least 2 layers of 5/8 all the way up here as far as I can forward to create a solid roof up here so my sunroof doesn't get popped out the top of the Tahoe. So that whole thing, all of that's going to take forever. But I've got most of that kind of figured out, how I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of starting it. But before I can start that, I have to tear everything out. And so that kind of stings, because this is not my secondary vehicle. You know, I don't have a daily car that I drive around in. This is my vehicle. This is how I go. Now I do have, y'all can't see it over there, but I do have the Ford truck over there. It does not have legal tags on it or insurance, but it does go. And I've also considered building a building it instead, because of the way the structure is. We were good, but the problem is the interior in that truck is so clean. The exterior's got lots of rust, and it runs great, but the interior is so clean. It almost hurts my heart to go in there and take it apart. I mean, it looks as good as you could expect it to look from being from the mid '90s. There's no tears. It's just really nice. But that truck's got that really rigid body. The body panels are all really solid, and I think it would work really good. And I know it would be loud, and I know it would play lows, and it would work with these 412s and get stupid with the amount of power that I have. I can move this whole system into that truck, and it will be way louder in there than it is in here. And it's loud in here. I mean, you know, I'm 150 dB. That's what I do, about 150. That's what I do. But I do that at like, you know, 30 in the 30s. I can do like a 148 or 149 at like 28 hertz. And that's way more fun than doing a 160 at 60 hertz. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Questions? This is a two-way thing. I need participation from the participators. I'm gonna find another song. It's playing. It's playing. What the hell? Oh, we'll do this. One of my rebasses, baby.
You know what? I like the play. No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. Yo, Dre dropped the verse. It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down,
yeah,
never
baby.
slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, a dog couldn't catch me. Say, tell me who could stop with Dre making moves.
Yo, that's straight up one of the best melodies in hip hop, in my opinion. That's brilliant, dude. Listen. Strictly because you don't play around. Cover much grounds, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a I mean, like, damn, right? I think about the girl all the time. It's just so good. You remember My Posse on Broadway? That's a good one. And then what's that one with Nate Dogg and oh man, Regulators? That's another one. Just a groove that's unfreaking believably good. You just get into it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I like that No Diggity, man. That's a jam right there. I know y'all think I'm crazy, boring, stupid. Come on, name it out. My wife's already called me all this stuff. Y'all ain't the first one. No, what? I'm looking for something else. No, that ain't no good, man. That's another one that's pretty good. I think No Diggity's better, but this is a good track. Y'all know this track. This is a good track. And see, Dre, I've learned that Dre is a master of coming up with a good melody on a piano. He loves playing with the piano keys and getting that melody going. It's so simple. It's so simple, but it's good, right? It's like the Michael Myers theme song. Really simple, but it's got so much energy and power and emotion in it, even though it's just a really simple little, you know, same thing. I don't know. I'm off on a tear. Y'all, if you ain't asking me no questions, you're asking me just to go chasing squirrels all over the Tahoe. So, that's how that works. I don't know. Y'all may be asking me questions. It could be that the chat thing's broke. That happened here a while back. You know, oh no, we don't want to play Metallica. That'd make YouTube have a heart attack. They freak out. Metallica is one of those bands it's like the Eagles. You don't play an Eagles song. You don't play Metallica. You don't play Garth Brooks. There's certain you just don't play them because they will have hernias. They'll straight up have a heart attack. It's bad enough whenever you play something they can't monetize. But I figure if they ain't gonna let me monetize it, I'm gonna make sure everybody's gonna get some. That way nobody can monetize it. You and Lewis. Oh, I got all of it. I got all of it in here. Well, you guys know what I'm thinking about. And I've kept y'all on here long enough. For all of y'all still hanging out, I appreciate you hanging out. We're going to leave with hunting rabbits.
God damn.
Yeah.
Fuck running in place, I never do that. My destination is running a map. I run in your chat like running your work for somebody get hurt. Nigga,
y'all come over and hang out with me sometime. I'll take you down the corner and give you some serious demos. For now, guys, we're heading out. Peace and much love.